Hi, quick chat. Just wanted to jump on very quickly and talk about this very quickly. It's been on my mind. And what I wanted to talk about is how do we bounce back after we have a setback? How do we move forward after things haven't gone according to plan? What do we do? How can we have a challenge, deal with the challenge, and still continue to go on? And I was thinking about this because I've been thinking about the people that are coming over from Afghanistan, who are coming from their country into a new country where probably a lot of them won't be speaking the language. They have no friends. They don't know many people. They've probably left most of their friends and family behind, and they're coming somewhere where they're going to be foreigners. And just the thought of the fact that, can you imagine having to get up, be uprooted in the way that they're being uprooted? They're not leaving, in a nice manner, packing all their stuff in a U-Haul or whatever. They're literally leaving with a suitcase or two suitcases, right? How can you get past that kind of setback? And how can we look at that and think about, actually, sometimes we have much smaller setbacks and they seem like a big deal. Something doesn't go our way during the day and it's ruined. The whole day is ruined. And what I wanted to point out is that a lot of this is about perspective and resilience. And perspective and resilience, matter a lot if you want to get through the difficult times. It's your perspective on how you see the situation, because the situation is what it is. But how do you see it? Do you see it as, this is terrible, woe is me, this is the end? Or do you see it as, okay, this is not great, but maybe I can learn something from this. Maybe this will be an opportunity for me to do something different. So that's your perspective, how you see things. The thing hasn't changed, it's just how you see it. The second part of this is really thinking deeply about resilience. How much resilience do we have? And resilience really is the ability to cope with problems. How well we can withstand difficult times. Now, of course, our ability to be resilient is going to be more developed depending on how many challenges we've had to face. So the more you're able to deal with something, cope with it, and move on, the more resilient you'll be, right? So sometimes you have people that have not really had to deal with a lot of challenges, and therefore when a challenge comes, then they don't even know, they have no resilience, they have nothing. Or you have people that might have some resilience, but their mindset is holding them back, in that their mindset is fixed, is not open to change, is not open to learning new things. So when they get a problem, they see it as, this is fatal. Failure to them is fatal. But the point is that we're always going to have setbacks, all of us, no matter what type of setback, whether it's having to start a new job after losing a job, whether it's looking for work after losing your work, after being fired or being made redundant, whether it's losing your business, whether it's losing your home, relationships, all sorts of things. And it's very important that we understand that a setback doesn't have to be the end. That we can grow from setbacks, that we can come through them stronger. And I'm not negating the pain or the difficulty of any setback, because no matter what your setback is, especially if it's something huge like the things I've talked about. I remember, for example, personal experience when I got divorced. That was a big deal, and that took me a long time to start to process, to start to work through. So I'm not negating that the setback may be huge, but at the end of the day, what we want to do is be able to go on, to live hopefully even a better life than what we had before, to not let that thing, whatever that setback is, define us. And so there are a number of key elements of how we see ourselves, how we interact with the world, what kind of mindset we have, that will affect how we react to setbacks. And I want to talk about this on Friday. I'm going to do a live sometime around between 12 and 12:30. I'll do a live, and the topic is basically going to be this: how do we bounce back? I don't really like the word bounce, but how do we recover after a setback? And there's one key thing that I want to leave you with today, which is, no matter what has happened, I want you to understand that this doesn't have to define you. And this being your setback doesn't have to be the end. And instead of focusing on blah, 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 instead of focusing on what you've lost, focus on what's the potential for what you could gain. Because a lot of the time when we have a big change forced on us, especially when it's not something we expect, what we focus on is, oh my God, I've lost this, that, and the other, which may be true. And what we forget is that on the other side of that is there are a lot of things that we might be gaining. So if we can shift our focus onto what could this mean? How could this be a good thing? What could I gain? What are the possibilities here? Then again, it's about your perspective. So that's why I talked about perspective is so important. So I'll leave you with that thought, and please join me Friday between 12 and 12:30. I will post in my stories nearer the time to confirm what time it will be. But it will be between 12 and 12:30 on Friday, where I'll be talking about how to bounce back after setbacks. My name is Tayo. I'm a mindset coach, and I'm here to help you uncover the very best part of yourself, to remove all your limiting beliefs, to shift your mindset so that your mindset is elevated and you can go after the things that you want. Take care.